Hey folks, Pickleball Librarian here. Today I'm going to review the new and improved Acacia Dinkshot. So it's now called the Dinkshot II. But before I started, I love the Selkirk hat. You can see the detail, the logo on the brim. This is their core hat that retails for only 20 bucks. Very cool. So first of all, this is the newer one. I played with it wearing all day in 2 different states at 3 different courts. And one more thing, when I'm serious about sharing paddles with people, all paddles, a lot of paddles in here. So folks can really get their hands on the paddles that we review and see what's out there. When I say something pickleball is Pickleball Librarian approved, it doesn't mean much to you. You got to make sure it's you approved. If it's approved for you, if you can play with the paddle and like it, buy it. Anyway, this is my old Acacia Dinkshots that I had from, say, September, and I beat the crap out of them. You know, I weigh close to 200, and I play pretty hard. I'm pretty fast, and they're worn out. You can see the tread's gone and everything else. So, time to retire them, and just in time, the Dinkshot II came in. So, one of the criticisms that I've been reading is these are not durable. They lasted. I feel I got my money's worth from them. They, by the way, retail for $90, the Dinkshot II is. But let's talk about this. So Acacia Sports heard your feedback, and they actually improved it. I mean, you can look at the 2 shoes, and you can see they built it up. And when I was wearing them, I had one on each foot, and I could tell the difference in the buildup between the 2 shoes. And the Dinkshot II has more buildup. At first, I was worried if there would be too much of a height where it's making me lean forward, which would cause me to go in the kitchen, but I did not see that because the buildup is also in the front. And also, it felt like the foam inside was slightly more too. And that could be an illusion just because this is more built up. Okay, so they said that there's a redesign. You know, they talked about making better areas in the toe box. You could see it looks different. So I don't know if that is or not. But like I said, there's the buildup there I can feel. The metal eyelets right here, they are metal now. Before they weren't. You'd see where it was just right there. This one, eventually, after a couple months, might eventually rip through, but I know that's not going to happen now. In my first video, I talk about the vents, and I said, look at these holes here. They were visual. You know, I mentioned that they look cool, but they weren't really vents. Acacia heard me because now they actually put an extra vents here. Isn't that cool? And another thing too is the loop right here is improved, easier to, you know, pull out and off your shoe. And also huge thing, they now have half sizes. Before it was just whole sizes. So, you know, great shoes. I mean, I'm happy with them. And like I said, since it's built up, you know, the heel might be more elevated, but I haven't, in all my time playing yesterday, I only had one fault going into the kitchen. And, like I said, I just love these shoes. Incidentally, I wore them to the store right after playing. You know, I didn't have extra pair of shoes to switch out, so I quickly went into the store. A guy at the store asked about these shoes and where he could get them from. Acacia Sports. So retails for $90. I was happy with the original Dinkshot, but I could see how Acacia Sports took the feedback and improved it in the Dinkshot II. So far, I'm happy with it. I usually, by the way, tell folks to break in a shoe gently, you know, wear it for a couple hours. And when I was playing, I had this nearby so I could switch them into if this was hurting. At first, you know, it felt a little stiff, but throughout the day, it was fine. Like I said, 3 different courts, played a couple hours on each court in 2 different states. I love sharing the pickleball world with people, letting them see all the brands that are out there. And the Acacia Sports Dinkshot II and also Selkirk Core hat, both are Pickleball Librarian approved.